What is up, guys? It's Undertaker Large Fan. I'm finally going to be making another video. After I just made a day in the life video with SmackDown and everything, now it's time for me to make another day in the life video. And this time I'm going to be meeting another wrestler, and it's going to be an autograph signing, and it's going to be none other than Chris Jericho. And actually, I did tweet it out on my Twitter account at the Taker Guy. Go follow that, by the way. I did tweet it out on my Twitter account, and I didn't expect nothing to come out of it after I bought my ticket and everything. But then earlier this morning, I looked on my notifications and I saw my phone was just blowing up on Twitter and everything. I was wondering why. And then I saw this. So yeah, it was really cool for Chris Jericho to retweet it and everything. Maybe he'll recognize me as soon as he sees the belt. But for some of you guys that haven't seen the belt and everything, I will show you guys. And like I said, I do sound a little out of it. That's because it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get any type of sleep because of how badly my notifications was blowing up from that tweet and everything. But should be cool, and hopefully Chris Jericho's a cool guy. I do plan on filming the experience and everything, and I do plan on getting an up close shot of me meeting Chris Jericho and everything. So yeah, and also he's going to be bringing his New Japan Pro Wrestling or IWGP Intercontinental Championship with him that he won from Tetsuya Naito like a few weeks ago. He's going to be bringing that championship with him. I'm hoping that I can get a close shot of it, or at the very least touch it. But the thing is that I don't have a photo. I don't have a photo with him. I just got an autograph, so it might not be likely that I'll be able to touch it. Like he might try to pull a CM Punk, like what CM Punk did to Ken Kevin. He might like yell at me or something for it. I don't know, but I'll try my best and hope that I don't get ripped on for that. So let me show you guys what I'm gonna get signed. All right, so this is what I'm gonna get signed, I guess, by Chris Jericho, my WWE World Heavyweight Championship, modified World Heavyweight Championship with the SmackDown colors and everything. I plan on having him sign it in this blue marker. If they don't have a lighter blue marker, this is what I'm gonna have him sign in. I hope they have a blue marker that's in this color so I can get it signed in that color. But if not, I'll just have them sign in blue because I do want the signatures on here to match up with the belt that I get on here. So here, just shove it off right there. You go. There's the SmackDown belt right there, and I plan on having him sign it either somewhere right here or somewhere right here. I really don't want him to sign it on the snaps or nothing, so I hope he doesn't. And maybe I'll get him to put like undisputed champion, first ever undisputed champion, or something like that on there. But yep, there we go. So that's all. Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention was that my choice of shirt and everything, I got this right here, my Owen Hart shirt. It's a bootleg Owen Hart shirt and it looks like shit, but it's an Owen Hart shirt nonetheless because I can't find any other Owen Hart shirts on Amazon, eBay. This was the only one that I found. So my dad got that for me like for my birthday like 6 months ago, I think. So for my 18th birthday like 6 months ago. And I was going to get that AJ Styles shirt. I was going to bring that with me, but then I was like, you know what? I might as well just bring an Owen Hart shirt since, Owen meant more to Chris Jericho than obviously AJ Styles. So, like I said, hopefully this event is pretty good. I'm pretty sure Chris Jericho will be a nice guy, but then again, I've heard mixed stories about him. I heard he can be a dick sometimes. So I'm hoping for the best, but expecting the worst though. So take that for what it's worth. All right, see you guys then.
In 2 miles, take exit 42 for California 57 South toward Santa Ana.
Well, we finally arrived. Too bad there's like no parking over here though. Well, guess we're here. Finally here to get my shit. Jesus Christ, look at this line. It's not even like an hour before the signing starts, and the line's already like this, like 300 people already. God damn. Jesus Christ, Chris Jericho is like so late, it's not even funny. Look at all these people right here. God damn it.
He's actually the guy throw you in. I'm gonna throw you in.
Man, how late can Chris Jericho possibly go?
What, Jericho? You got this! You got this!
See right there? Jericho. Gotta be meeting him in a second. Almost there.
He's out of here.
Can't wait to meet Jericho, man. Jericho just took a restroom break like right after I filmed this, so oh my god. I mean, he has to use the restroom and everything.
Yeah.
He has to use the restroom and everything, so you know, he's a human and everything, so whatever. But hopefully he's refreshed by the time he gets up. Really, man. You know, you were the man when I was growing up, man. Like, you were like the top villain for me. Could you describe that undisputed champion?
Six-time champion.
Thank you. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I hated your guts when I was a kid. One of the only times, one of the only times I'm finally back from meeting Chris Jericho and everything. You guys will probably already see the footage by the time this video will come to you. But the day in the life video and everything, I gotta say, this was a really good experience. It was a lot better than what I thought it was gonna be. Honestly, I honestly thought this was not going to be so great because I heard Jericho's reputation and everything. But I guess it's time for me to tell some stories and everything, how it went with me and Jericho, and obviously what I got signed. I will save that part for the end. So I went over there. First of all, as you guys can see in the footage, I left really early. I went to Frank & Sons at 10 o'clock. Let me tell you this. Gemini Sports Cars, the signing was supposed to start at 12:30. I showed up there at around 10:23 or something. By the time I got there, there was already like at least 250 people in line. And I was thinking I looked at that line, I looked at Victor, and I was like, holy shit, are you kidding me? Like, I wasn't mad or nothing, but I was like, I said, these people seriously like just show up like at 9 o'clock or something when the doors open? And they said, yep, they've been here all morning. And I was like, okay. And yeah, so, and it was good to talk to Victor and everything, you know. This time he didn't really screw up my experience with Sting and everything. And I mean, he didn't screw up my experience with Jericho like he kind of did with Sting. No offense to him and everything, but you know what I mean. So I waited in line and everything, and I ran into these really cool groups of people. Like I will have to put their Instagram in my channel and everything, if that's all right with them. Hopefully they're not offended by it or nothing. I'll put my Instagram in their Instagram in my description box, so you guys can follow them and see how cool these guys are. Some of these guys, one of them was a big Jerichoholic, and one of them has been a wrestling fan for a long time. And there were some others that met other wrestlers. One guy, this was like his first time ever meeting Chris Jericho. So anyway, I went to go get my ticket, and I did get my ticket right here. This is a very cool looking ticket, and actually there's a story behind this one, because this is actually not my ticket, or not my Argyle ticket, not my original one. So anyway, I looked at my ticket and it said like number 370 something. I was like, Jesus Christ, like how many people bought these tickets? By the time Jericho showed up, first of all, Jericho was late. Jericho was like about 15 minutes late. Not as bad as Sting, because Sting was like about 30, 40 minutes late. So it's not as bad, but it is what it is, you know. And you see this Owen Hart shirt right here where I said, like, I'm going to wear this Owen Hart shirt? I didn't. Basically, what happened was I ended up wearing my AJ Styles shirt, which, unfortunately, you know, my AJ Styles shirt, it's because this shirt, if you can see, it's like a little too short for my big self. So that's the reason why I decided not to wear it, because I didn't want to look like a fool. But a lot of people looked at my shirt. They asked me where I meet Styles. I told them the story with that shirt. If you guys don't know the story, I'll probably save that for a big archive collection that I plan on making in the future. So anyway, when I went up to meet Chris Jericho. Well, let me save that part for later. Jericho went to go use the restroom. First of all, we were in line for about 3 hours. We were about 80% there when Jericho had to go use the restroom. We were just like, okay. We didn't really think too much about it. We were like, well, the man has to use the restroom. He didn't take too long. He took about maybe 10 minutes, so it wasn't that bad. But we were just like, oh my god, he's gonna be like that person where as soon as he goes from the restroom over here, he's gonna be like an absolute douche to us. And for one thing, from what I heard, some people were trying to ask him for inscriptions, and he didn't inscribe anything on some of the people's stuff. In fact, one of the guys who was behind me, who I let him borrow my blue marker, which I didn't end up using this marker, by the way, because they had a better one over there, and it fit the color of my belt a little bit more. So I walked, I gave the guy the paint and everything. So, the paint marker. And he told me, he said, dude, Jericho didn't inscribe anything on my stuff. And I was just like, really? You would think he would. So, he fucking... Sorry about that. What I was saying right now was that Jericho was not inscribing some stuff on some people's figures and stuff. He just put his name and everything, and I guess that's what he had to do because he had to hurry up and everything. However, with me, which actually this is where I get to where I meet him. So I gave him my belt and everything, and you can see, as you saw in the previous video, he looked at it for a minute. I guess he realized I was about to, I tweeted him at that he retweeted to everybody, which caused my notifications to blow up, which is the reason why I didn't get any sleep, which is the reason why I seemed kind of out of it in my earlier videos. So what happened afterwards was that I told him, man, I said, Jericho, you were the man when I was growing up. I wasn't kissing his ass or nothing. I wasn't trying to bullshit up there. No, I was telling the truth. Because back when I was 8 years old and when I was a young kid and everything, Jericho was the man. 2008, 2009, that heel Jericho was one of his best characters, and he was one of the best things going on in WWE at the time. So he was the man at the time. And he said, thank you, I really appreciate that and everything. And I told him, I asked him for one thing. I said, can you inscribe that Undisputed Champion? And as you guys will see in the autograph that I'll show you in a second, he said, oh, I'll do a little bit more for you. I'll just write 6-time champ. And I think I was one of the only people that actually ended up getting an inscription on my belt from him. So, I think that's really cool that I got an inscription on there, but it kind of sucks for some of the people that didn't, But Jericho, after I said, I was like, yeah, as soon as he wrote that for me, I said, thank you, man. And then I said, I'm not going to lie, I hated your guts when I was a kid. And then he said, that was the point, wasn't it? He didn't say in a sarcastic manner or nothing like that. He said in a joking manner to where he got what I was trying to say. I didn't have to say any more of that. And I said, yeah, you're right. And I said, one of the only times, I think the camera cut off right when I was trying to save my thing. I said, one of the only times I ever cried as a wrestling fan was when you slammed Shawn Michaels' head into the Jericho and everything. He was laughing about that. So was I, because, that was just, I just find it funny that I actually cried over that and everything. Looking back at it, it's so stupid, but back then, wrestling was real for me. So, and Jericho made wrestling real for me. He made it seem like wrestling was actually real. So, and I remember, I forgot, there was one other thing that happened. I think we were just joking around about that. And then and he said, hey, thanks for coming out, man. I said, thank you. And then the guy who was videotaping me, what happened afterwards was that he basically took a photo of us. And unfortunately, I was not able to see the photo because the guy had his thumbprint over it, which I didn't complain about because I did not pay for the autograph. So, I did not pay for the photo. So if I went up there and complained about it, I would have looked retarded because I didn't pay for the photo. So there was no point in me complaining about it. I was hoping that they caught that on film, so I could have just screenshotted it and then I would have just got a free photo right there. But, it is what it is. I didn't get the photo, but I paid for the autograph, so, at least I got that. Jericho was honestly, Jericho was honestly one of the coolest wrestlers I ever met. Like I probably will be making a video on the top 5 nicest wrestlers I met, and he will be on that list because he was just such a nice guy. He was more. It seems like when my expectations are really low for the wrestlers, it seems like that's when I get the best experience. And I think that's how I need to go in when I meet these wrestlers. Because when I get high experiences, that's when I don't get like the best ones, like with Foley and Sean and Sting. Like this one was really really good, and I'm just happy that I was able to go here and like meet like my childhood villain pretty much. Him and Edge were pretty much like my childhood villains. So it's really cool that I was able to go meet one of my childhood villains. So hopefully I can get to meet some of my childhood heroes like Taker, Triple H, Stone Cold. But meeting one of my childhood villains is like it's a dream come true for me as a wrestling fan personally. So this is really cool. And like I said, Jericho, one of the top 5 nicest guys I ever met. Like he's just really down to earth. He stood up, like didn't sit down or nothing. He definitely didn't look like he didn't want to be there. He just stood up, shook everybody's hand with a smile. Didn't wear his trademark sunglasses, thank God, because I don't like it when wrestlers do that. He was very friendly. He spent some time. Like sometimes it was going a little quick from the way Gemini Sports, because I guess they didn't expect such a huge turnout, so they were trying to push people along. I was not listening to them. I was taking my time with Jericho. It took me. The conversation was about like 40 seconds, so it wasn't that long, but it was still memorable. I was making sure that this experience was memorable for me. Like I don't even remember meeting Sting. I don't remember meeting Shawn Michaels, but I do remember meeting Chris Jericho. And that's all that there is to it. At least I can say that I remember meeting Chris Jericho. And that's what makes it such a cool experience. Because when I met Sting, like right after I was done meeting him, I honestly forgot that I even met him. And on top of that, like I said, the autograph, it just looks so great with the belt and everything. So I will show you my belt. And, so that's all there is to it. Chris Jericho. Oh, yeah. And here's the story with this ticket. I forgot about this. So what happened with my ticket was that one of the guys who was the vendor for Gemini Sports Cars, it wasn't Victor, it was somebody else. I know him, but I don't really know his name. Took my ticket, never handed it back to me for whatever reason. I was kind of mad about that. I was going to go up there and confront him and ask him if I can get my ticket back, or if he can give me my ticket back. Because I actually wanted that, because, it says, well, this one's like, let's see. I mean, it's just a cool little ticket. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about it. It's just really cool. So, the autograph, but one of the guys that was getting an autograph too, that was like right in front of me. And yeah, so what I said right here was that he gave me, one of the guys that was in the front of the line and everything that I was talking to and everything, gave me this ticket. It was like one of his autograph tickets and everything. It was super cool of him to do that. Like, he did not have to do that and everything. So I really appreciate that. Like I said, I'm going to put his bio, his Instagram account into my bio so you guys can follow him and everything. And same with the other guys I met and everything. So, such a cool experience, just going up there, talking to some fans and everything. And a lot of people surprisingly liked my belt. They really wanted to take. A lot of people were taking pictures with it. A lot of people wanted to just check it out. Someone thought that one of the guys I was talking to, who I'm going to put his Instagram in the bio and everything, he thought I paid like $500, $600 for it. All I did was just paint it up. So, that's really cool that people actually think that I bought that belt and everything, that I didn't like just do it myself. I really think that's really cool, especially since I only paid like $50 for the belt and everything. Now it's probably worth a lot more, but this belt, I'm not going to sell it. I think this is going to be like a personal collection piece for me that I'll probably keep for the rest of my life. So now we're talking about the belt. Let's show it. All right, so here is my beautiful belt right here. You can see in the flash. And right here, there's no autograph right here, but right there, Chris Jericho, 6-time champ. Like I said, he was I think I was one of the only people who actually got like an inscription on my actual item. So it's really cool that Jericho actually inscribed my stuff when he wasn't doing it for it seemed like he wasn't doing it for anybody else, but this is just really cool, and hopefully I can get more signatures. And you guys can see right here that the blue really matches up with the belt and everything, so it looks really cool right here. So I guess that's pretty much it. Like I said, Chris Jericho was such a nice guy. If you guys ever get the opportunity to meet Chris Jericho again, if you guys ever get the opportunity to meet Chris Jericho, like ever, do it. Like it's definitely worth your money and everything. It was definitely worth the $50 I spent. Maybe for you guys, if you guys spent like $100 or something like that, or like a VIP access or something like that, it still would be like worth the money. Honestly, it's the experience was just so cool, and especially since Chris Jericho rarely does these type of signings. So it was such a cool experience meeting Jericho, and hopefully one day I can meet him again. Well, that's all. Hope you guys like my day in life video. See you guys.